Donnie. You know, last summer I think we watered the plants like once. You watered your new tree down there a couple extra times because you really wanted to protect that investment. But we had so much rain last year that we really didn't water.
That's right.
And this is the 4th time Don's watered in a week. He's out here because he loves me and doesn't want me to get bit up by mosquitoes. And I appreciate it, Donnie. Everything's looking good. I sure wish we'd get some rain though.
Yeah.
Hi, Tux. You coming to check on your yard? You're such a good boy. Oh, Gray is jealousy. So Johnny, the lucky kid that he is, he gets a trip today and tomorrow with friends. Douglas from school. He's headed to a rainbow trout farm up in Marion, North Carolina, which is just east of Asheville. And I looked though, and it's not any cooler there than it is here. Yeah, I know. I thought mountains, cool, refreshing air. I guess they're not in a high enough elevation, but you're going to have a great time, buddy.
I am.
I'm out in the kitchen cooking. Now, What is this important information you have for us?
So I fussed at them, and so
the News and Observer yesterday.
They have an article on the
experts, no single cause to explain rip current drownings off NC coast.
So might as well downplay it. You know, if you don't want to report on it, might as well downplay it a little bit. Like, there's no real cause.
I did research yesterday and find out that the National Weather Service does keep track of the deaths and what they were caused by, whether it was like a unexpected large wave or a rip current. There were a couple other things too.
It's probably a combination of people going to the coast and swimming earlier.
Avoiding the flags. In some cases, they have ignored the yellow or red flag warnings.
And this is, you know...
But not all of the cases.
Right. And you know, we do have dynamic weather. You know, there's low pressures here and high pressures there, and that causes the currents and, of course, the moon. Who knows? I'm just saying is that, you know, you got to be careful. I mean, you got to think a little bit.
Yeah, I think I read that most year, it seemed like North Carolina, Florida, and California are the coastlines that have the most ocean deaths. It's significantly higher than other states. North Carolina is one of the top 3. And that there's about 100 people a year that die in the oceans. Swimming or doing some sort of recreation.
I remember...
Not all rip current.
Yeah, I remember swimming on the Gulf side of Florida, the Tampa, St. Pete side. And the waves over there are hardly... They're just about non-existent. I don't know if there's a rip tide over there or not, but then I've gone over to the East Coast, Cocoa Beach, and over there and swam, and the tides, the waves are significantly stronger from the Atlantic. So the Gulf side of Florida is, I think, I don't want to say better, but it's
safer, maybe potentially.
Plus the water, I don't seem like the water didn't get deep very quick. I mean, you could walk way off of clear water, way out there, and it would, you know, be up to your, you know, middle of your stomach, basically. So it's, you know, everywhere's different.
Well, let's hope the pattern does not continue for the rest of the year.
Right, I agree.
Because we haven't even started swim season for real yet until school's not out.
Yeah, Johnny's out because he's on the college schedule.
But all the other schools are still in. So let's hope this pattern does not continue through the summer. You guys have a great trip.
Mom, except you're not going on.
And they're off. He's gonna have a great time. The pool is indoors, so no sunscreen worries. The trout farm is a really great trail in the woods, so no worries there either. It's gonna be a great overnight trip for him. I talked Don into an afternoon ride, a drive for some ice cream. So we're headed to Hillsboro. It's just kind of north of Chapel Hill. 54 minutes, 50 miles. Up to Maple View Farms, which is a dairy farm with real cows. And they sell ice cream that they make with, obviously, their milk. They sell their milk to the local Whole Foods. We've never been before. We've talked about going. We've never been. Says they have at least 20 flavors at any given time. Sounds like Porter Farm size. And I checked the hawk's nest on the way out, and probably the same guy yesterday that was on the curved branch next to the nest, he's out there again. Couldn't really see any other activity in the nest. Really should go out there early in the morning, maybe Friday, and watch the parents bringing food into the nest and try to get some video or some better pictures. All the activity is pretty early in the day. Definitely a nice day for a drive, as long as you've got good air conditioning inside the car. Ruby says it's 93, but she hasn't been out of the garage too long, so we'll see if that climbs a little. Looks pretty out on the water here today at Sharon Harris Lake, or Harris County Lake Park. I don't see any small boats out there though. Usually there's a few people fishing or skiing. Dawn is bringing us up the back way, not the way Ruby originally routed, because, you know, we're just on a mission to enjoy the ride and see some scenery and have a good time. We're talking Tesla, literally, in the car, and I'm enjoying the view and taking a few pictures here and there. We're here. Maple View Farm Country Store. We are definitely out in the middle of nowhere. There is no, I mean zero, I mean nada cell phone coverage. Maple View ice cream. They got some fancy stuff here. Don says he's gonna get the Carolina Cup. Carolina Crunch ice cream with chopped Heath bar, crushed Butterfinger, and milk chocolate fudge, baby. I'll have to think about it. Oh, I'm a cookies and cream kind of a girl. I might have to get this. Ooh, waffle cones. All right, this is the cookie cocktail. I see my cookies. Don and I sat out here on the front porch and enjoyed the view. There's a nice breeze. It's not bad here at all.
No, it's very comfortable.
It was good. We'd come again. This is a nice road, newly paved and everything, but Don says he's glad we're not out here at nighttime when the deer are active, and Ruby has no idea what the speed limit is.
So she limits you to 45.
When she doesn't know.
When she doesn't know.
I saw these gargoyles marking this property where it looks like somebody's going to put in a house, but they have not done so yet. And I had Don stop and come back because that's about the most intricate gargoyle I've seen, and I just thought it was really cool, and I knew Michelle would appreciate seeing it too. Don intentionally ignored the navigation directions for us to go back home so that we would take more backcountry roads and I could enjoy more scenery, which worked out great because on that Jones Ferry Road is where those gargoyles were. Yeah, Don's made it so that we're gonna go over Jordan Lake proper now. Jordan Lake is pretty good sized. It's a Army Corps of Engineers created lake, and down here is the Sharon Harris Nuclear Power Plant Reservoir and the Harris Lake County Park, which is actually totally separate. They're so close together, sometimes folks think they're part of the same waterway, but they're really not. We are at the New Hope Overlook boat ramp at Jordan Lake. We just drove in long enough to see the water for a minute where we could stop and I could film and take a video. I'm tired of trying to do it while we're driving at 55 miles an hour and all the trees up along the guardrail. It's really pretty. Ruby says it's currently 94. I really enjoyed my ride in the country. You did really good, Donnie. You got me over top of Jordan Lake like 2 or 3 times. The view was great. The company was excellent. The ice cream was like, oh my God, we can't even eat dinner now. Yeah, that was really good. It's just exactly what a retired guy and his girl ought to be doing on a hot summer's afternoon.
Right, well, you know, at about 3 cents a mile, it's not very painful.
Yeah, don't tell Johnny we had ice cream without him. But he's up in the mountains at a waterfall. Yeah, Mom would be not till tomorrow, but he's at a waterfall right now. Right. I have a picture. I wouldn't mind being at the waterfall either.
Yeah, it's hot out there.
Don and I had a good nap, a really good nap. And here he is out on his run. And I'm just playing me a little bit of extra Pokemon Go. I've caught several Snorlax here in the Sleepy event. This one here, CP1825, is a 91% IV Wonder. So that one's pretty good. 104.9 miles, most of that being over to Mapleview Farms and back, and going the long way, the scenic way. This little trek down Main Street was just 5.5 miles total.